Hey y'all, welcome back to Feast and Farm Cooks. My name is Rachel Ballard and today we are putting together part 2 of our fall baking apple series, and we are making baked apple dumplings. These are wonderful and easy to put together. So if you're looking for some kind of a simple baking project to do with your kids or your grandkids, or just a really easy, beautiful dessert for friends coming over, anything like that, this is the way to go. So let me show you what you're going to need to get this done. Back here in this bowl, I just have some cinnamon and sugar. You can use a little bit of apple pie spice here if you prefer, or in with this cinnamon, it adds a little bit of depth. It's really nice. So just that. Let's talk about cinnamon for a minute. This is my favorite cinnamon. This is McCormick's roasted Saigon cinnamon, and it, to me, is better than any other cinnamon I've ever had. So do take time to buy good ingredients, especially when there's only a few like this. We've got some cold cut up butter, just small pieces here, and don't die. I bought something from a box and I bought pie crusts. You need 2 pre-made store-bought pie crusts. Yes, you can use your own, or you can get my recipe for my all butter crust, which I'll make sure that there's a link for you right up here that you can click on, and you can go check that out if you would like to make your own. But if not, this is one of those times when a store-bought ingredient really does a great job. Then I've also got some egg with a little bit of water in it that we'll use in just a minute. So let me show you how this goes. Move things around so you can see. Back here are my apples. Now these are Honeycrisp apples that I got at the store. They were really nice the day I picked them up. And what I've done is taken out the core, but not all the way through. So you can see that there's still, the bottoms are still attached, but there's a hole in the center. So I'm just gonna put them off to the side for a second here. I'm gonna show you how to do one. So you can see this one's been peeled, but nothing else. This is actually a grapefruit spoon, which has a little serrated edge, but you can do this with a good firm spoon. Will go around and do just fine. I don't want you to use a knife because I'm afraid you'll cut your hand. So you start by making a small, shallow circle and just popping out a little piece, and then continue to just work your way down through the middle. You have to do it slowly. You'll get to the core. When you get down there, it's really easy to just take a small piece at a time until you get through the middle, through the hardest part of it. All right, we're getting there. Getting the seeds out. And when you see that, you can tell if you're still in the core. You'll see like the little hard edges around there. Just work your way through that, peel it out, and now, all done. That's as long as it took. So you can see that that's all hollowed out. Okay. Now, let's do something with this pie crust and my mess. Hold on. I'm messy. Okay, take these crusts, and we're really just gonna start by rolling one out just a little bit bigger than it is. And I find that these crusts do a little bit better if you take them out of the fridge about 10 or 15 minutes before you wanna use them, and let them just warm a little bit. If they get too warm, they're gonna be sticky. If they are too cold, they crumble, sometimes they break. So just be patient with them. Just widen it just a little bit. Now, take your apple, and this is where you kind of have to do some eyeballing. Do you know how to eyeball stuff? You just kind of like test it. I'm going to move this until I can kind of get an idea of how wide to cut this, and you'd be surprised, it's kind of big. So what I usually recommend you do is re-roll your scraps when you get done. So cut a circle that gets you close to about the size of your apple, and that will come up to the top and seal it up, okay? Then we're gonna take our cinnamon sugar. We're just gonna mix it with our very clean hands because that's what I do. Mix that up, and then bring your butter over. And I have cut this butter into really small pieces, and you'll see why. So all you're gonna do, there's no real measuring for this, but you're gonna fill this hole. So alternate between a little bit of cinnamon sugar and a little bit of butter. So maybe, a couple of little squares of butter in there. Fill that up with cinnamon sugar. There's no way you can do this badly. There's nothing you can do that would make this taste bad. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring those sides up. We're gonna bring these sides up, and just all you're kind of doing is just gathering that dough to the top. And then just pinch it together. You don't have to make it look pretty. Now, if you happen to have a cookie cutter that's maybe leaves or anything like that, you can cut a little bit out and then just brush a little egg and water on here and stick that on if you need to. But that's all you have to do. That's why the egg and water is out here. But I may not add leaves to mine, but it really does make it look like a little apple if you do that, if you put the little leaf on. And you could even use, if you're really into it, a little cinnamon stick, like a little short one, and stick it in the top for a stem. super cute. So I'm going to go ahead and finish wrapping the rest of my apples. This recipe does about 6 apples. So I'm gonna finish wrapping the rest of them. I'm gonna re-roll this piece so that it will work. And I'll be back in just a couple of minutes to show you what they look like. Be back in a second. Okay, everybody is safely nestled into their little crusts here. And like I said, you know, just pinch them in there. If you get a little spot where the crust wants to break, just pinch it back together. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna put these in the oven at 400 for about 25 to 30 minutes. It's very easy to think that they might need it longer in the oven, but they will bake pretty quickly. So about 25 to 30 minutes, and I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Be back in a second. Okay, our apple dumplings are out of the oven, and guys, I'm so excited about this. All right, I'm gonna pick one out here. They've gotten soft, and they've kind of released their juices, and oh, I can't wait. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take this guy down here. He's got some cinnamon busting out of him. So, okay, now I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you cut it open, and you will see that the apple has gotten, oh, look at that. All of that apple is so soft, and that's a puddle of butter and cinnamon and all those things that are so delicious on the bottom. Now, before we eat it, what needs to go there? Yes. Yep. We're gonna do it. And we're gonna make a mess while we do it. It's okay. Look at that, guys. Of course it needs some vanilla bean ice cream and a big bite. Let's see if we can find a spot. Before I stuff this in my mouth, don't forget, I want you to subscribe. So reach down below, hit that subscribe button, and stay with me here on Feast and Farm Cooks, where we are making simple whole food recipes for your busy life every day. I can't wait to see you back here again soon. Have a great day. Bye.